Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm gonna be reacting to Chainsaw Man chapter 177. But just real quick, let me apologize in advance if you hear like some hammering or drilling, because construction workers are still working very close to the apartment where I live. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about 176 first, because it was quite an interesting dive into Yoru's character that we'd never really had before. So that was cool. So at first we have Asa and Yoru talking to each other while having a bath, and Asa poses a good question, like, what if you just gave up on killing Chainsaw Man? I mean, it's not like defeating Denji won't make you happy anyway, right? And at first you think like, oh, like, oh, it won't? Like the way that Yoru has been acting all this time, you would think like immediately she'd be like, of course it will. But she actually stops to think. Like, it feels like something she's pondered by herself before. Like, what if I just stopped? It's not like there's any true merit in regards to personal satisfaction at the end of the day. Then again, you won't truly know until you actually do it, but just the expression that Yoru makes after Asa asks that makes me think that she's reflected on this goal before, like this. But yeah, like, it's not really necessary. And Asa brings up like, oh, everyone already is starting to fear war again, exactly like Yoru wanted. So like, why can't she just say that she's already got what she wanted? And then we have some a sequence of 3 panels of just Yoru, I don't know, looking really tired and looking down. And this is when she brings up like, oh, my comrades were eaten by him. If I can just make him vomit them back up. So, okay. Yeah, so the reason she still wanted to do this is because of her comrades. Now, I wouldn't say confused, but like, Yoru, I don't know if she uses these words interchangeably. Like, are these comrades the ones she calls children? Or are these comrades separate? I'm going to assume are the ones she calls children. But yeah, this is like a big thing. Like, this is like the first, like, ever that we've seen Yoru actually show some care towards someone else that isn't herself. You could maybe say like during the Falling Devil arc, like maybe some of, like, she showed like the smallest hints of that towards Asa. But really, you could also say that it's also very selfish. After all, if she protects Asa, she protects herself. So then Asa asks, do you have a way to beat Chainsaw Man? And Yoru says there are 2 weapons she could make that would be far more powerful and fearsome than any that these 2 have done ever since part 2 started. So yeah, it's like, okay, why haven't you used them before? And Asa even says, I gave up even my home and my college fund to make weapons. If you had this, whatever it is, at your disposal, why haven't you done so? And then, like, as if it wasn't clear already that Yoru doesn't actually give a shit about what Asa cares or wants, she says, don't compare them to such trifling things. Yeah, just because in Yoru's eyes they look insignificant, she has not a 1 ounce of empathy towards like something that Asa saw as very, very valuable to her. And Yoru then continues, turning those two into weapons would run counter to saving my comrades. Now we can guess that, obviously, because turning them into weapons, like, if you turn them into weapons, then that means, obviously, you gave up on saving them. Which is not something that Yoru wanted to do. But once she was, with nothing else to really use, then well, we saw her that she's capable of throwing away the 2 devils she sees as family, aside from the horsemen. And then Asa proposes once again, then why don't you just stop if you really don't want to do this? And we have another sequence of 3 panels of Yoru basically doing the same motion as before. And like, you can tell, like, Yoru doesn't usually think, but like, she's really putting a lot of thought into this. Like, it's very different of, what I would have expected of her being like, duh, because of this. But yeah, she genuinely feels like she's between a rock and a hard place. Between putting someone else first or putting her desires first. And she puts her desires first because she wants to be Chainsaw Man. Putting ego there. But also, yes, ego, and showcasing as well that Yoru really does have. As if it wasn't already obvious, but, putting here in full display why she's doing everything because of her inferiority complex. Now, whether it was born through, the past fight she had with Pochita or her relationship with her sisters, we don't really know. But she just always has to be striving to be seen as the most fearsome and strongest devil. I'd give anything for that. And then we go back to the present. And yeah, we have the moment where she's like, would I even turn my own children into weapons? And we already know that she would. Showing that to go through with her goal, she has to see herself. That she will not throw it away, but for anyone. and be as selfish as she sees herself, like, discarding the feelings of people that she never cared about. I should have expected that, but discarding someone who she actually cares about, now that's definitely something a little different. And then she thinks, come to mother, tank, and gun. Now, tank, we've never really seen, I think, that there's a tank devil. But I don't know how. I guess I was just that locked in to Yoda's characterization. But yeah, this is pretty damn big. It's the. Now, granted, we don't really know if it's like the whole thing of the gun devil. It could just be like a big chunk of it. Because you would think that, considering after the events of part 1, that the gun devil would be under public safety's like surveillance in Japan, but instead it's here in the Gulf of Mexico. Which, I mean, even if it's not the full thing, that's still pretty damn strong. And then tank. Oh, maybe tank was in Mexico. We don't really know. And gun was in the Soviet Union. It could be. Yeah, it's also cool that when she says "come to mother," it almost looks like she, in the position of like her having her arms outstretched as if to hug someone because her children are coming to her. So then she freaking shoots to Pochita with a new arm she now has, with right gun gauntlet and left tank gauntlet. And he vomited the mouth devil as well. So we'll see what happens now. If Yoru's gonna be able to get more shots in, since this one was very, out of nowhere. It really took Pochita by surprise. So maybe, but I still see Yoru getting a few shots in. Like, it would feel a little anticlimactic if this was the only injury she managed to get in. But yeah, she now has 2 new arms by sacrificing her dear children that she didn't want to. Oh, and I used the word sacrifice before, but honestly, it's not though. Like, sacrifice assumes there's like a sort of like will from the person that is getting sacrificed. I mean, I guess, in like ancient sacrifices, people would just sacrifice others. But now, they definitely did not volunteer, to sacrifice themselves for their mother. She's just using them. Kind of like a parallel to Makima. Except, that Makima never cared for Denji, but Yoru did care for this too. But it's still using her children for her selfish desires, instead of letting the children roam free. Letting them do and go whatever they want and be independent. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say for 176. So let's get started with 177. It's titled Trigger Finger. Very simple to understand. Mouth restored. Right. Oh shit. I thought Pochita had just been hit in one place, in the stomach. But no, he also lost. Yeah, no, never mind. I did notice. I just forgot. He also lost a few arms. She aims again and says bang. Well, as if the Makima vibes weren't strong enough. She hits it. She shoots again. And he blocks, I don't think he gets injured, but it still knocks him back a little. Yeah. She's still pointing at him after he got blown away. Oh! Okay, we're actually getting. Finally! What the hell is Asa thinking through all this? Because we've only seen Yoru once Pochita came out. Yoru's looking at her arms. Tank Devil, Gun Devil. Both were created out of war. Yeah, at first I was like, how does this work? But you know, like that's how they're considered her children. They fought for me as my kin, as symbols of my horrors. Man, what must Asa be thinking? I can't tell with that expression. Yeah, and the more we keep going down this page, the more we focus on Asa. And the way that her eyes are illustrated, it makes me think of other times where she's really agitated and freaking out. And there's like she's feeling very emotionally impacted. But like I just wish we could have more of specifics. I guess I was thinking like maybe she's having this expression because of Yoru, but I think she's having this expression because of Pochita. Like surely it must hurt a little seeing what's been happening to Denji. Like her whole thing was like, I'm going to save you no matter what. And obviously she has no control over Yoru or the bottom or public safety. There was no way she was actually ever going to be able to do that. So this is probably like what's hitting her right now. How powerless she is. Killing the Black Chainsaw Man will help grant Denji's wish, right? Oh, buddy. Oh, she's coping so hard right now. Like, we're still on the right track, right? Like, even though Denji has been suffering so much, like, if I do this one thing, he'll have his happy ending. Surely. Otherwise, she's not gonna be able to handle everything that she's been a part of. That's what Famine said. No, but Yoru is not looking back. And just one small panel of Asa reacting to that. Are you really okay with this, Yoru? With turning your friends, the devils born from you, into weapons? I mean, what does it matter? She already did it. But it is interesting that Asa is still trying to reason with her with this angle. Ooh, interesting panel. Not seeing Yoru's eyes. I'm gonna guess it's like hesitation, or maybe like, regret, maybe a little bit of shame. That's the reason we're getting this panel before Yoru actually speaks. Like she is not really okay with this, but she's already resolved herself to put everything, herself over what would be best for her comrades / children. Oof. Oh, yep. Children are their parents' property. No? Yep. Like, it was already heavily implied that she thought like that from the end of last chapter. But this, yeah, straight up going and spelling it out. Like, you could say, like, she's trying to lie to herself. And there's definitely some way to go about this. And there might be something to that. I could see that. But I also do believe that Yoru genuinely believes that. Like, there's a part of her that genuinely believes that. It's both a cope and also something that that she genuinely believes. Oh man, look at Asa's reaction. Like, she's genuinely shocked that Yoru would say that. I don't know why, but I guess, Asa was just really, really trying to hold on to whatever type, of goodness or decency. Maybe not, but any kind of show of care that Yoru could show, and if it's not towards herself. She wanted to believe so bad that Yoru is capable of loving something else or someone else. Oh, Pochita is back. And it seems like he's still bleeding. Yoru seems so depressed. Chainsaw Man, remember me? Huh. And we've seen Pochita kinda talk. When he went trying to get a date with Gobini. But I wonder, if he's actually been able to form proper sentences before in this form. Did the pain remind you? Did it make you tremble? Did your stomach rumble with the desire to eat me? Okay, bruh. Pochita's just staring at her from afar. It seems I made you pretty mad, so fight me, Chainsaw Man. Yo, this is embarrassing. She's just so desperate to have his attention, to be seen as a threat. What? From one panel to another, Pochita just vanished. That's how fast he's going. It seems like you're just trying to aim at him, so she's going, Show yourself, Chainsaw Man. Ah, smart. Damn though, he knew exactly where they were doing this. Blood drive today. Yeah. This is kind of funny though, Pochita's just gonna walk in and be like, yo, can I have some? I want to regenerate. Blood drive, give blood to save a life. Blood drive. Yep. Makes sense. The lady just screamed at the sight of him and started running away. Oh, he's just looking at the sign, and then he just picked it up. But then it looks kind of like his arm is sticky with something for some reason. I don't know why, but the stuff with Coveney, I don't know why. During that segment of the Control Devil arc, I didn't really find it funny. But this is genuinely cracking me up. I think it's just the way that he's moving his arms now while he's still holding the sign. And is Bro trying to fill in the spot for the lady that ran away? It's like, oh, now no one is doing that job. Okay, let me try. That's kind of cute if that's the case. And he's just going just at random nonsense. Bambaga Bagyagya. I guess he's trying to say the same thing that she did. Bambaga Bagyagya. There you go, buddy. I know you're trying your best. Oh? Texas, USA? Oh, brother. Some guy with a dog in his house drinking some coffee. What's gonna happen here? Ouch! And there's now blood next to the dog? What? Oh, shit. Is that the aging devil? Because of fingers? Approximately 400,000 of the National Pistol Association of America's 3.5 million members lose their index fingers. What is this? Also, is that a real thing? I don't know. I don't know anything about, like, guns associations. But I'm just telling you right now, if it's fake, it definitely sounds like something that could exist in the US. Okay, so I thought it was gonna be the aging though because of losing fingers. But no? Okay, so pistols. This gotta be Yoru, right? I mean, it's the gun devil. Meaning all guns belong to it. And yeah, we just see a bunch of people losing their fingers. Well, that's unlucky being part of this association now. Maybe you should have been part of the association for, I don't know, football. Whoa! Yo! Yo, that's quite the two panels. Yoru and the New York Statue of Liberty, and she's basically doing the same pose as it. That goes crazy. But aside from like imagery, why are we focusing on it? Okay, we're seeing the face of it, and then Yoru's right hand. Ah, damn, I forgot which one was which. Okay, but she's using her finger to like literally carve a crack on it. I'm not I'm not even going to try and pretend I'm understanding how that's working. Yeah, okay, so the right arm is the gauntlet. Like, what's the point of this? What, how does it help Yoru to crack the Statue of Liberty like this? I'm inclined to believe it's more symbolism rather than taking it literally. You know, like we all know, come on now, like if we think guns, we think America. But I'm not entirely fully sure how to take this. Like by turning guns against America, she's cracking the Statue of Liberty. I don't know what Yoda's plan is. I'm not I'm not even gonna like pretend that I'm understanding the symbolism either. But I mean, for a time now, for maybe a long time, the Statue of Liberty has been pretty ironic, Yeah, the land of freedom. Yeah, sure. So maybe it's making allusion to that. But like I said, I'm not entirely clear like how mechanically how does this help Yoru. Okay. Well, Pochita went to regenerate himself, although we still haven't seen him drink blood. Oh, so, but it literally behind him it says Bloodmobile, blood drive today. So I was thinking they still had like already, some maybe some blood bags inside it, but maybe it's just it's just there isn't any blood yet. No one has donated it so far. So that's why Pochita's like, please, please donate for me. I need it. Give blood, give blood. If that is it, that makes more sense, and it's still cute. But to me, the best part of the chapter was probably the conversation between Asa and Yoru in pages 5 and 6. Yeah, with Asa being still so fervently trying to validate herself about what she's been doing all this time. Because, she doesn't save Denji at the end, then everything that she's been working for, everything that she's been told, she's been banking all her worth onto this. Like, okay, well, and just, how they say, like, oh, if you help others, even if you cannot help yourself, that might still help you in some way. Asa is doing that, but not really in a healthy way. She's literally trying to save Denji and hoping that that will save herself, that's not how that works. She's just ignoring everything that's all the trauma that she still has by focusing on someone else's problems. But really, I was gonna say sooner or later, but come on, it's gotta be soonish that's just going to break and explode from the inside out. Because, you know, that's not a very effective, or it can be an effective coping mechanism, but not the way that she's doing it. Because she's not really trying to do anything to help herself. She's just hoping it'll magically go away once she feels like she's paid the debt that she has towards Denji / Chainsaw Man. Which is one of the most engaging parts of Asa's character lately. But yeah, then she's like, well, from turning it from her, then she turns it into Yoru. And she's like, well, are you really okay with doing all this still? Like, I thought you wanted to save your children. But instead you're turning them into weapons. Wasn't saving them a big part of why you were still so gung-ho about going against Chainsaw Man? But yeah, Yoru just basically, I mean, she answers the question, but it does feel a bit like deflection, a bit. And she doesn't say yes or no. She just says children are their parents' property. Which, I mean, sure, like, that's definitely, just by that alone, like, she's answering that question. But I feel like she's also saying that to avoid actually talking about her feelings in regards to all this. But yeah, I think that's all I have to say about the chapter right now. Hopefully, once I see other people's thoughts, I'll have something intelligent to say about the ending of the chapter. But right now, I don't. So yeah, that's gonna be it for now. So if you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. Till next time, see ya.